What is good? Holy cow! Holy Saraya! Holy Page, man. AEW's a grand slam for Dynamite. So much trash, so much fire, and we gonna get into it here in just a bit. Welcome everybody back to the WTFW podcast. I know y'all have missed me. It's Kanye Twitty. It's your boy, and I'm glad to be here. Man, so much has happened in the last few months that hey, bottom line, I'm just going to be real with y'all. There was a lot of moving. There was some switching in jobs, switching in schedule. Had to get cable and everything hooked back up. But hey, now everything is back in order. And that, my friends, is fire. What that means is we're going to start going back to having weekly episodes of the WTFW podcast. That, my friends, is fire. And hey, the fire leads right into another thing that y'all can do. Y'all can go follow us at WTFW Trash on Twitter. The TikTok is getting put together. You can email us at WTFWtrash@yahoo.com. Or, you know what, if you really want to get a message to me, now that I am finally back in the saddle, finally got everything rolling, you can easily get me a message by calling in or emailing into the mailbag, because that is where this podcast actually was birthed. That's where Kanye Twitty came to life every Wednesday at on the mailbag show. Hey, you got some disagreements? You got some agreements? You got your own fire, your own trash? Whatever you guys say, go ahead and hollow in on the mailbag. If you're listening to this show, I know you know how to do it. If not, go to the WWE podcast and get that info. Shout out to Matt, Michael Ritter, man, everybody. Shout out even to the casual wrestling fan, because hey, I have missed our banter. I've missed going back and forth. And you know what? That's actually going to take me to my first point of today's episode. Before we get into the Grand Slam event from Arthur Ashe Stadium, I gotta say something. The Discord server chat is, it's $1. You get your subscription. You get to become one of the Patreons. You get on the Discord server chat, the whole 9 yards. But I'm going to talk about that Discord server chat in particular, because somebody need to do it. Somebody got to do it. And I ain't going to name no names, but we will all know who I'm probably talking about or what I'm talking about. And that is the concept that, hey, this is kind of my fault. When Kanye Twitty was born, I called in one day and I decided to cut promos. And then that evolved into the character of Kanye Twitty. And then, yeah, we might have some feuds here and there. It all started with me and Kyle, and then it's evolved into the WTFW podcast and the casual wrestling crew. And it's fun to see everybody getting their gimmicks and this and that and the other thing. But I gotta say this. One, there's only one real feud. We the ones. Casual wrestling crew, they the twos. And that's not a diss. I'm just saying that's a feud, okay? Me and the Resident Heel. That, my friends, was a real feud. But some of the things in that Discord server chat, I feel like some people didn't quite understand how it works. Bottom line is this: until you relevant, you can't have a feud with anybody. Number two, if you just gonna come in and bully and just be I'm gonna say it, an asshole, then maybe this isn't for you, because the beauty of wrestling is that it is gimmicks, it is fun, it is entertaining, it's interactive, but one of the biggest reasons why we love wrestling is because it gives us all a break from the nonsensical nonsense in the real world, all right? So I'm going to say this, I'm putting it out there, I'm laying the hammer down. I see anybody in the Discord server chat being a little out of line and just being a little too opinionated and mean. Mean. Let's just say that, mean. You could be opinionated all day long, but there's a difference. And if you don't quite know how to cut a promo, how about this? Hit up me, hit up Casual Wrestling Fan, hit up Superfire or Perma Fire Kyle. Okay, hit one of us up, and we will give you a class on how to appropriately cut a promo. All right, because there's a difference between cutting promos and having fun and being mean. There's no bullies here, and I'll tell you this: I know for a fact there are no bullies in the Casual Wrestling crew, and there's no bullies on the WTFW podcast. So that being said, anybody want to get out of line, you're going to make your own trash list, and I will make it specific to you, okay? Now that that's out of the way, though, let's get into, oh my goodness. I mean, we're not even gonna gloss over. We're not gonna go to anything else. I am going to start off right now. My Perma Fire of the Week. I'm talking fire, scorching fire. I'm talking something so fire that you can't even touch. I'm talking something so fire you gotta slap your mama. Don't really slap your mama, please. And if you do, just don't blame it on me. But Saraya, Perma Fire Saraya. I have got to say, I haven't popped like that in my own home for a long time. And I gotta say, the bottom line is Dynamite was solid from beginning to end. There was one lunchable break that ended up becoming to fruition, and that was the 4-way match with Britt Baker, Toni Storm, Serena Deeb, etc., etc. But what it was, and Athena. My bad. I don't want to leave no one out. Side note, Athena's contacts and gear, fire. Absolute fire. Britt Baker, with her ability to play with blood. Okay, now she's starting to, I'm not saying she's a bleeder, but she took a bump. Athena went ahead and tried doing a two-bodied, what would you call it? Samoan drop, body slam, etc. And Britt Baker, I saw it when it happened, and I was like, oh, there goes that nose. That nose is broken again. I'm hoping it's just a bloody nose, but that was a lot of blood. But she got sandwiched and pancaked, and her ability to not only continue when she gets hurt in a match, but the way that she incorporated the blood into the match, wiping it on her face, wiping it on Toni Storm. I mean, kind of gross, but hey, I like it. I thought it was fire. But the match overall was clunky. It was weird. It was just spot after spot after spot after spot with no real storytelling to the match at all. None. There was zero. No storytelling in them. They didn't tell me or sell me on anything in the match. But that's because that match was only there for one reason and one reason only. And kudos to Mr. Tony Khan and AEW for keeping a secret. Holy cow, keeping a secret. When Braun Strowman came back, we all knew. Okay, if Bray Wyatt comes back here soon, we all know. Okay, it's really hard to keep secrets in the business. And Paige, formerly known as Paige, now Saraya, which is actually her real name, seeing her show up, I'll admit it. Me and the missus, we watching the show, and I'm really just, I was literally just going off about how this is a lunchable break, how this match was such a lunchable break, and then that music hit, and you don't know what it is. You have no idea who it is. And then the name comes up, she pops out, I popped. I am all in on the idea. I hope she's safe, because, there is a downfall to it. The biggest reason why she let her contract run out with WWE was because they just were not going to medically clear her to play. And, given AEW is still fresh, all right? But you're also dealing with a lot of less experienced performers. in some cases. So all I hope is that she stays safe, and I hope the people that she works with keep her safe. But bottom line, all that set aside, Paige, now Saraya, is back in professional wrestling, and she is all elite. AEW, great. I'm talking Tony the Tiger, great fire moment, and it did it for me. And I'm really curious. Call into the mailbag, because we don't get a lot of AEW coverage on the mailbag, but this is related to WWE. I mean, she is formerly known as Paige, and I know a lot of people were really excited that she showed up, and those who don't know that she showed up, I bet they'd like to know. So, hey, call up in the mailbag this week and next week, and let's find out what y'all think of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I popped. I'm over the moon. I'm all in. I'm all elite on Saraya, Perma Fire of the Week. And then, hey, let's go ahead and get a couple other little tidbits, because I've missed you guys for a while. And before I get into my full unveiling of Wednesday's Dynamite Grand Slam event at Arthur Ashe Stadium, I gotta say, hey, Sheamus, WWE Sheamus is over. I am telling you, he is so over. It is absolutely ridiculous. I got to go a couple weeks ago to Seattle for Friday Night SmackDown. Then I got to go around 2 days later and catch Monday Night Raw in Portland. And man, I gotta say, Sheamus, the pop he gets with the crowd, absolutely unbelievable. Big shout out to Sheamus. I'm really happy for him. I know he's towards the ending section of his career, but it's put a belt on him. You know what I'm saying? Put a belt on that man. That's all I gotta say about that. What else we got? We got the White Rabbit teases. That's all speculation, but I'm gonna go on record right now. Yeah, it's Bray. Bray's coming back somehow, some way, but I don't believe that Bray Wyatt be showing up at no Raw or SmackDown. I'm honestly thinking it's Survivor Series. I mean, people want to say Extreme Rules, but I don't see it happen. I think it is going to be Survivor Series. And if Bray comes back and Alexa gets teamed back up, I'm saying that's fire. That is fire. What else we got? Let's go over to AEW. MJF. Oh, man. At the All Out, coming back, showing up, getting the chip. And that leads me right into what we got for Dynamite, the Grand Slam event. I got a lot of fire. I'll be honest with you. There's not a whole lot of trash. There is a lot of fire, though. Let's start off with number one, Jericho, Chris Jericho, and I believe they called him the Lionheart this time. I believe so. No, I think they called him the Wizard this time. I get confused. I mean, he's the Wizard, he's the Lionheart, he's the Painmaker. Either way, he's one of the greatest of all time. Chris Jericho pulling out the stops, and I don't care if it was with a low blow. I give no craps, because as much as I like Claudio, aka Cesaro, I gotta say, Chris Jericho winning his 8th championship, winning a championship that he's never held, new Ring of Honor champion. It was fire. It was a great way to kick off the show. Absolutely amazing. Let's say another fire moment. The Arthur Ashe Stadium. You got to give Arthur Ashe Stadium some fire. This is a huge stadium. There's so much history with that stadium, and it gives you such an amazing crowd. So, hey, Arthur Ashe Stadium, that's fire. The absolute organic over that the Acclaimed are. I mean, I gotta admit it. When the Acclaimed first hit the scene, when I first got into them, I wasn't there. When they started the Scissor Me Daddy stuff and all that with the Gun Club, I gotta say, I was kind of out. But match after match after match, promo after promo after promo after promo, my goodness. You cannot deny the Acclaimed and how great they are, and I wanted to see the tag titles on them. I actually, for this whole show, I wanted every title to change hands. I'll be perfectly blatantly honest. And he started off with Jericho getting the Ring of Honor. And then you got Max Caster and Anthony Bowens and new tag team champions. That, my friends, that's fire. Keith Lee's Hurricane Rana on Bowens. Keith Lee too big to be doing Hurricane Ranas, but he do them anyways. That, my friends, is a fire. The whole Acclaimed period. I'm telling you, like, they are naturally over, organically a fan favorite, and yeah, I'm in. Fire. And that takes us to, my personal favorite part of the whole show. It's why I watch AEW. It's why I got my own Burberry cashmere scarf, and I even wear that to WWE events. It's MJF, aka the Devil. The Devil. Now, this is something that Vince would never let him do. Holy cow. The Devil. I mean, the whole idea that he just did an interview, and when he was gone for 3 months, he didn't even leave his house. He left for 2 weeks to go on a vacation in Italy with his girl, and that was it. He trained at his gym in his house because he is always in character. He is never not MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, and he didn't want no fans to see him at a Burger King, at the Walmart, driving by, hanging out with his grandma. He didn't want any wrestling fans to see him if he was not getting paid. Not getting paid. And I was like, you know what? That's fair. And it's not that he wanted he wanted to make sure he was getting paid. He wanted to make sure that anybody that sees him is paying to see him. Let me correct that. And that, to me, that's fire. When he said one of the biggest tricks in the book was making people think that he doesn't exist, fire. Absolute fire. Anything MJF does is fire. And then we got even like the promos that MJF cuts. What'd he say? He said Wheeler Yuta has gone from he's gone from a personality of drying paint to a pet rock. He called the Blackpool Cup Club. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's fire. That's absolute fire. And MJF, I'm really glad that he didn't cash in on the main event, because I mean, that would have taken away from an event that was already solid. And hey, when he gets that title, it's got to be at a pay-per-view. I'm telling you. It's got to be at a pay-per-view. So everything MJF did, from smacking Tony Schiavone to whooping down Wheeler Yuta, to even in the main event just sitting up in the bleachers, in the high-rise seats with his feet up and chip in hand. I mean, that, my friends, you know what it is. Fire. Absolute fire. What else do we have? Man, you had the pop. I'm not a huge fan of Pac. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a huge fan of Pac, but I am a fan of Orange Cassidy, and I will say that the matches that they do together, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. The multiple ways that Orange Cassidy can flip into a DDT, fire. The way that Pac sells a DDT, absolute fire. But something else is kind of fire. I gotta say this. Before we get to the Moxley and Brian matter, I'm gonna say this. 2 stomps happened on this show. 2 of them happened. 2 stomps, and when I think of the stomp, I think of Seth frickin' Rollins. Period. And there was 2 of them. Britt Baker got one and Moxley got one. But the one that really hit home for me was when Moxley did it. Yeah, former Shield brother did a stomp on Bryan Danielson. I noticed it. I don't know. Did you notice it? Let us know. WWE podcast on the mailbag show, because would you be offended if you were Seth, or would you be elated that your homie over in AEW and everybody else is using your finisher move? I don't know. I thought it was fire. And that also brings me to the title match. I think that this match was actually done perfectly well. It was short, it was sweet, but it was brutal. It was brutal. I don't remember the last time I've seen someone besides Walter or Sheamus that makes me cringe so bad with those chest chops, because man, Bryan Danielson took Moxley all around the ring, from corner to corner to corner to corner. Slap, kick, chop, chop, slap, chop. And it was hamburger meat. Both their chests looked like hamburger meat. And it was absolutely insane. And it's a match that we expect. That's a match that is to be expected. There's a bar that they have set, and the only part of it that really kind of hurt my feelings was the fact that Bryan Danielson did not get the championship. I'm going to say it. Why? Because I want Bryan Danielson to have that championship. I want him, world champion, because, him and MJF, I believe, would be amazing. I mean, yes, MJF and Moxley will be amazing too, but man, we only get a few more years of Bryan Danielson. If you did not hear, he is not signing another contract. This is it. 2 more years, and, that's it. Bryan Danielson is sailing off into the sunset, and I want to see the title on him. I want to see the title on him. So, hey, overall, Dynamite, Grand Slam, Arthur Ashe Stadium, absolute fire. Even the lunchable break was, I don't even remember anything from the match anymore. All I remember is Britt Baker getting her nose busted open and Saraya showing up. So even at a lunchable break, it still gives the whole show. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars, period. It was 4 fires. 4 fires. 100%. Don't put it out. It was fire. I'm back. Like I said, I'm back. We got, there was a couple weeks there where I didn't have my cable. Like, I actually had to go try and catch highlights of some of these shows. I had to go catch highlights of some of the WWE shows. I mean, I still don't understand quite why Solo Sikoa lost his NXT championship. I don't know. But overall, I'm back. Kanye, Twitty, I'm back. I don't know about anybody else. I can only speak for myself, but I am back. The WTFW podcast is back. We will be recording on Thursdays every week to get that out to you Friday morning to start off your week. I'm back. And it's for good this time. I got a new job. I'm coaching you football. By the way, casual wrestling fan, I know you be coaching too, and I gotta let you know it was pretty awesome to experience getting our first win. But it was also a neat experience and a challenging experience to get our first loss. And I gotta say, coaching youth sports, period. That is fire. That is fire. If you can give back to your community in any way and do something for the kids, I mean, like Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang is for the kids. Do it. It is a feeling unlike no other, and I couldn't be happier. So, if you got anything to say, like I said, if you mad that I've been gone, if you mad that I'm back, get into the Discord server chat or get onto the mailbag show and let me know your thoughts, because with the new job and coaching this and watching wrestling, like, I don't get a chance like I used to be able to listen to every single episode of every single of the whole podcast. But what I will be checking out every week is I will be checking out that mailbag, because starting next week, I'm going to start pulling some fires and some trashes and some lunchable breaks from the mailbag. So we back to basics, y'all. No one is safe, because, over the last, couple months, we've, with all of the life-changing things, I feel like I really got away from what this podcast episode's all about. It's about including everybody. It's about listening to what y'all got to say. And you know what? Yeah, my opinion matters to me. It don't matter to nobody else. And it matters to me, so I can make opinions on absolutely anything. Kanye, Twitty, back in the saddle. So, that's what we got for this week. Nice, sweet, to the point. And, like I said, if you want to If you want to say what's up, you want to connect with us, go to Twitter at WTFW Trash. Definitely going to be putting up a lot more videos, a lot more little snippets. I'm going to try and start doing a lot more of, quick video live reactions. So you guys can see, I wish y'all could have seen me pop up out of the couch, running around the house, hands over my head. Miss Kanye Twitty, she had no idea who Paige or Saraya is. So she just looking at me in bewilderment while I'm just losing my mind. I'm like, she's not supposed to be here. She's not supposed to be here. But she is, and I'm happy, and that's my permafire of the week. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. You thought I forgot. You thought it wasn't going to happen. You thought that I just wasn't going to give you any, right? There may not be a lot because I haven't gotten a chance. I just got my stuff hooked back up, so I don't have a chance, to have a full WWE list. But I got some trash for you. Yes, you cannot have a wrestling show in any way, shape, or form without having just a little bit of trash. So, hey, I'm going to give you some trash, all right? First off, all of Jade Cargill's promos. Yeah, I said it. Trash. Absolute trash. Has Jade Cargill evolved as a character at all since she got that title? It's gotten to the point now where I don't even care that she has a title. That title means absolutely nothing to me because she has not done anything new, has not evolved in any single way. It's the same thing week in, week out. I'm the baddie. Trash. And even on the Dynamite episode, yeah, I think it was Trina or somebody showed up. I don't know. I have no idea who it was. Maybe I'm supposed to. Maybe I don't care. But I'm going to say this. I'm finally saying it. I've been waiting to say it. Someone's got to say it. Jade Cargill. Trash. Pac. I'm sorry. I always say Pac. I know it's Pac. But Pac using the hammer, the ring bell hammer, the bell hammer to retain his title. I thought it was unnecessary. I thought it was cheesy. I thought it was just trash. Absolute trash. The women's 4-way match. Hey, you take Saraya out of it. If you take Britt Baker getting her nose busted wide open, no, it wasn't just a Lunchable break. I'm going to say it. Trash. Toni Storm, to me, has been trash since she's gotten to AEW. And I'm going to say the same thing for Athena. She has not impressed me one bit, except for one move she did. She did do a move. I don't know what it is. I've never seen it before. But, no, the women's 4-way match, absolutely trash. Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson doing the triangle headstands and slapping each other in the face. Even Jared, I've never seen that before. You know what? To me, trash. It was unnecessary. It made no sense in the flow and the storytelling of the match. So I'm going to say it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Some of y'all might be mad, but that move, maybe that was for you. I'd rather see Scissor Me Daddy-O all day long than to see whatever move that was because it was ridiculous. It looked stupid. And yeah, I'm going to say it. It was trash. And then my final trash for the week is plain and simple. Tony Khan got the money. And they always tell us when we have a match at the end of the show like that, it's 60-minute time limit, and we will stay on the air until it's over, no matter what. Well, that's cool and all. But they almost never go over the time because it costs a lot of money for any minute over the hour allotted time that they have. It costs a lot of money. But bottom line is we got to see Moxley win the title. And then the cameras went to black before you even saw, and this is what happened. I'll give you all a spoiler. Bryan Danielson got up, took the title from Mr. William Regal, and just like in a Ring of Honor fashion, just that respect, the fact that they are brothers, they are in the same faction, he wanted to put the title on Moxley. And that's all good and gravy, but, we didn't get to celebrate. I, as a fan, you, as a fan, got to see Moxley win that title, and then like 10 seconds later, black. I don't even know what show comes on after Dynamite, but I know I don't like it. Why? Because I was excited. I wanted to relish in the moment. So AEW not allowing us to celebrate with Moxley and Bryan Danielson for the match they had in the championship and all that, I'm going to say it. That, my friends, was trash. Oh, man, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back on this microphone. I am back in the saddle. I'll be watching Friday Night SmackDown. I'll be watching the Grand Slam Rampage. And, hey, you know, next week's episode is going to be probably a little bit longer because I got everything back in order, which means I can start giving you the performance that y'all deserve, which is something that Tony Storm isn't doing. Yeah, I said it. But that's the bottom line. Not because I said so, not because Stone Cold said so. It's because I'm better than you, and you know it. Oh, Kanye, Twitty here on the WTFW podcast, and we are on the greatest wrestling podcast channel in the world, the WWE podcast. I will be back next week, and who knows, maybe I'll bring some special guests, maybe I won't, maybe I'll do it by myself, who knows. The only thing that matters is I'm here, and I'm gonna hold it down for y'all right here where I need to be. Y'all stay blessed, have a great weekend, kick off your wrestling weekend with SmackDown and Rampage. It's gonna be a good weekend of wrestling, and I will be back with y'all next week. And I'll be listening to that mailbag. I'm telling you, I'm listening to that mailbag. So let me hear it. Let me see what's happening. Because like we said, the number one rule here at WTFW, no one, I mean no one, is safe. Stay blessed, y'all.
Thanks for listening to the WWE podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.